In this video, you will learn how to add a chart into your blog post. So I'm going to start by going back into my Google Doc and scrolling up, and I'll see I have this chart that I want to add. If your chart is too big to see all in one screen, what you can do is hit Command and the minus sign, and that takes your zoom out if you weren't able to see everything on one page. In my case, you can, so I'm just going to reset my zoom. And what I want to do is just screenshot my chart. So I'm going to do Command Shift 4, and I can tell that I have a screenshot button now because I see that plus sign. And I'm going to cut around the outside of my chart by dragging with my mouse clicked down and let go. I hear the picture sound. So I just turned my chart into an image, and I'm going to do that for this chart too. If this chart was on two separate pages, I'd want to move the spacing down or up so that way they were all on the same page. And see how I have my blinking mouse inside the chart? I want to make sure that's outside of my chart, so I'm going to click up there. So again, I'm going to do Command Shift 4. I'm going to highlight this. I'm not going to highlight the titles. I'm going to add those separately. And I'm going to make it screenshot. Okay, so now I go back up and I want to see, so this was called vocabulary, so I'm going to highlight that and copy it, Command C. I'm going to go back to Weebly, and that needed to be at the top, right? So I'm going to add a title box. See that blue line? I want to make sure it's above the text I had already added because I want it to be first. And I'm going to paste in vocabulary. And now the next thing I'm going to need is image. So I'm going to click on the image button, and now I can drop it inside of the text box, which I don't want to do because that's not where it belongs. Or if I hover over where I see the blue line come up right underneath the text box, that's where I want to drop it, right here. So I'm going to let that go. Awesome. Now if I click on Upload Image, upload a photo from your computer, I need to go into Desktop because that's where screenshots are saved. This was the first screenshot that I took. I hit Open. It's going to upload my image. Awesome. And it looks really good. Now I need to also come back in. Link I won't have to do because it's from a Google Doc, but I can add a caption. So I could say chart created by Mr. Ulau and Miss K, because they're the ones that came up with this information. So for you, you do chart created by your name, okay? And that caption's going to pop up underneath your work. You could also change your alignment. For me, this is a nice size. I'm going to leave it exactly as it is. And you can see my caption popped up underneath. Now again, I want to add another title box. So underneath my chart, I want to see that blue line. Let it go. I'm going to go back to my Google Doc. This time I'm going to pull the Operation Clue Words title, copy, paste, Command C, Command V. Again, if I don't like how tiny this is, I can make it bigger. I can change the color, but I want to think again about my color scheme. So Operation Clue Words, I'm going to add my image button right underneath. That blue line pops up again. Let it go. Scroll down, click on Upload Image. Choose my computer, my first screenshot in the download button, in the desktop button, and you can see that I have my table set up here. Now this has more space on the sides, so I could very easily take another image button, drop it on the side, maybe drop something that's related to like clue, so I could go to Flickr. Maybe I'd type in the word clue, and I could choose one of these pictures. I like this magnifying glass one, so maybe I'll pick this. All rights reserved. Go back. I'm going to look for something that I actually can use. All rights reserved. But you get the idea. Then I could download an image here. So let's pretend this image I was allowed to use. Oh, some rights reserved. Perfect. I double check. I click on my reserves and I'm free to share and adapt. I could download this image. Original size. It downloads here. Come back to my Weebly blog. upload, and that should be in downloads, and it's the first picture. So once this picture uploads, I can play around with sizing. So again, I don't want it to be this big, so maybe I pull it up by dragging on the resize image, the blue box on the bottom corner, right? And then if I want, I can take my bar here in the middle and I can actually pull this over a little bit and make my chart bigger than my clue. And then in here would be where I would link the photo and also add the caption. So in order to see how to do that, you can go to the video for how to add a picture into your Weebly site.